People, okay, we are live.
Yay.
Crap.
Hey, Hazel's here.
I am not even ready.
Isn't this? I'm so good.
I'm trying to find us.
I'm just waiting for the YouTube thing to take over, make sure it's working.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay. All right. Okay, we are live.
Hello,
people. It's morning for me, and I need me tea. I need my English tea. This is how we do. This is how we do our streams over here, people. That reminds me. If Hazel is in the chat, Hazel, you there? Would you mind tweeting out, dear, that we're live, or I can do it? Naja is preparing herself.
I am.
Crimson's here! Hello,
I am not going to be prepared for a minute.
That's okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm having.
While we take a little intermission, people, why don't you tell us how you all are? How are you doing? Maybe morning, evening, afternoon, wherever it is for you in the world. Currently for me, it is morning, and I am not awake. I may look like I'm ready, but I'm so not awake. I don't look like crap.
You look lovely, Lita.
You do. You're like rocking it.
I used to throw this on. Oh god, compared to what I looked like last stream, it looked awful. Hello, Mirror.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I know you guys can probably see me over here making faces with my computer.
Yeah,
What are you
I think everybody's used to that.
I'm set. I got it.
Yay!
Took me an hour.
Yay!
Okay. So, as Lita said, this is our June walk tour wrap up. Wait, I should say my name, shouldn't I?
Good start.
I'll do that later. This month's blog tour was Teen, and our, I'm sorry, I'm making faces because I'm trying to read as I go. And our theme for this month, our prompt was, June is known as Pride Month within the LGBT and queer communities in honor of the Stonewall Riots that occurred at the end of June in 1969. At OWLS, we strongly support individuals who are part of the LGBT and queer communities, as well as individuals who are struggling with their sexual orientation or gender identity. Team functions in two ways. One, it allows individuals to show their support to the LGBT and queer communities. And two, it allows the LGBT and queer communities to express their love to whoever or whomever they want. So for the team topic, we will be discussing our favorite LGBTQ characters in anime and other pop culture related media, and the impact of the yaoi and or yuri genre within the LGBTQ communities. Also sharing our personal stories involving gender, sexual orientation, etc. How did you guys?
Yay!
And since I butcher it every time, I want Kat to discuss what OWLS is all about, because I always butcher it.
Yay! All right, looks like I'm up, people. OWLS is an online community based off of anime bloggers, or in some cases, bloggers. Yeah, see that? And basically what we want to do is create a community that is accepting and tolerant of just everybody. Like, we don't care what your religion is, what your sexual orientation is, what your ethnicity is, what your gender identity is, any type of anything that's going on in your life. We don't care. Like, as long as you're like good people and like just want to have like some discussions, like we want to bring you into the fold and have some good chats and discussions. And the way that we are kind of deciding and uniting to kind of promote that is by looking at it through the things that we love most, which is anime and otome and things like that. and trying to figure out, you know, how can we look at these things and look at them as a bigger picture, you know. We can see a lot through the eyes of these characters. And so we do these blog tours, and each tour always has some sort of a theme, and we're always trying to promote something in a way to, again, just bring the anime community together, just bring people together. Owls.
And we are we are known as, what I call us, the Owlets.
The Owlets.
We are a trio of outlets that bring you this beautiful live stream every end of the month, which we are always late with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a tradition, so.
Of course.
Yes, yeah. Who came up with the idea of this? I've forgotten. Who came up with the idea?
That was me, actually. Remember, I was to do it, and I had never done it before, and I was like, hey guys, let's get together and do this stream. And then I had no idea how to do anything, and it started like an hour and a half late. Like I couldn't even get you guys on Google Hangouts, and I was like, Lita, please fix everything. Like I don't know what's happened.
I know, I fix everything.
Yes, you do.
It was rough.
Oh yes. I would like to give a mention. Since last time, our team has grown. It has. I believe I made a tweet about it on the OWLS account. You guys may have seen it or you may haven't. But yes, we have 5 new members. And I did make a tweet in welcoming them, but I thought I would mention them in here. So we have Andrea. We do. And I will link all their Twitters and stuff in the description down below after all of this. I will. So we have Andrea. We have Gigi, who is a YouTuber. And Andrea is a blogger. I should mention that. So Gigi is our second YouTuber. I'm not classed as that, but I technically do YouTube, but I feel myself a blogger, really. So we have Gigi from Anime Palooza. We have Zoe from Let's Talk Anime. She's another blogger. We have Moonid, who is also a blogger who runs the pulp culture blog. Sorry, I can't remember the name. Don't scold me. And we also have Carla. So these are our 5 main members. Our team's growing. And also, if anybody wants to join, you know, all the links are down below. Shameless promo. Hey, fellow people, without further ado, let's get into our June blog tour. And who is hosting this? It is no other than Naja. So I'll hand you over to Naja's capable, needy hands.
I swear, you guys do this to torture me every time. I know how horrible I am at hosting, and I'm not going to lie, I have been super busy these past couple of weeks, so I literally ran through all of you guys' blog tour posts maybe 30 minutes before this stream started. So forgive me if I make some mistakes or I leave something out. Definitely poke me in the comments section. Let me know. But yeah, let's get this party started. Starting off our blog tour this month was Takuto with his freaking awesome post about free. I don't usually pick favorites. I don't, because it's not fair. I love all of your posts equally. But Taku's post, oh my god, I loved it. I loved it so much. It made me look at free in a completely different light. Usually when I think of free, I think of scantily clad high school boys, you know, swimming, or not really swimming. But after reading his post, I really got a feel of the camaraderie, the friendship, the bonds that these boys share with one another through their love of swimming or through their teamwork. And just fantastic. He tied in his own experiences with his own swim club back in high school and how it shaped his career, how it shaped him as a person, while also tying in the story of Free. And it was just a really well-written post. He always does awesome with his posts, so I'm expecting nothing less. Yeah, I mean, to save myself from butchering it any further, those are my thoughts on his post. I really love personal posts, and he did a really great job of sharing his story and tying it in with the anime, and it was just excellent. So please, one of you guys, take it from me now.
What, are we handing it over to me?
Yeah, I was like, nice. You?
Hand it over to me. Okay, well, if Taku is here, I'm sure he's been here from the beginning, or he's not really here and he's busy, but I'm going to assume he is because he's always saying he's lying in the shadows somewhere. And last time I gave, to conclude people's posts, I gave everybody a pie. We're not going to do pies this time. I'm going to do tarts. So you guys are going to get a unique tart at the end of it. Tarts.
I thought we were hooting.
Tart.
Hello.
I thought we were hooting.
Now, when I say tarts, people, I'm talking about the sweets. You know, the little sweet tarts that you get in a bakery. We're not deviating over to other terms. Just for the record. Okay, so. Oh, Taku's posts started us off for June so well. I was so happy reading this. It was so detailed. It was a personal post connecting. The post was about Taku back in, because we discovered we both love swimming. And he goes into detail talking about his swimming experiences back in junior high for him, and how he sort of still does it now, I believe. And he connected that to the anime Free, which it was so the transition of how he talks about his personal experience with his swimming team that is exactly how it is for Free, which luckily I have seen Free. I am Free converted, people. Free converted. And yeah, Ray's Rin's best boy. But but you know, Free is more than Free. Ever since I watched Free and reviewed it myself, Free is more than just like fan servicing Hot Boys. It was definitely a different show that Kyo Annie took a different, because I love Kyoto animation as well. This is all falling into place so nicely for me to talk about. Kyo Annie took a different direction, and there is definitely a story beyond a story. There is about, you know, 4 boys who love swimming, and just because there was a little friendship hiccup along the way, which is mainly to do with Rin, there is just more to this series than looking at guys in swimsuits. That's for us girls, really, maybe not for you guys, you know. So Taku, it was great. I felt like I just could resonate with this post a lot, because I remember I did a lot of swimming back in primary school for me, and I still love swimming to this day. And but I will maybe leave the story for next time of why I love swimming, because it may weird out a lot of people of why. But I remember how some people can get a little bit competitive. I didn't do what Taku did, but I had a lot of people really were aggressive in my class during swimming and that, and I nearly made it to actually go to a swimming competition, but there was this one girl that beat me, and I didn't really like that. I was only like a few minutes behind from her, I was. And but overall, and Taku, I have to commend you on doing like this little poetic bit in your post, which I found was very clever. We've said you are the poet out of us, you are, and not yet, you've not heard my shit. But it's if you end up reading this, anybody, you should definitely read it. It felt like I was, honestly, posts, when I've read certain ones, they've made me feel like I was there, like in that moment, and that's what it makes you feel like. So it really well done post, Taku. I really did enjoy it, and I fully connected with it as well. It was great to host the topic team in a different light, how a team works. So let's see, what tart do you get? You get, I don't even like this tart, but I'm going to assume you might, maybe. You get a custard tart. A custard tart. So
I like that.
Tweet that out, Hazel. Taku gets a custard tart. I'm done. There you go.
All right, I'm up. I will say, this is what I'll start off with saying, is I actually did not know, like, there are a lot of bloggers that I've met, like, because of OWLS, and just, like, through OWLS and things like that. And Taku's actually one of those bloggers that I met through OWLS. So so I really did not know anything about him until he like joined the group. So this was actually a really cool post for me to read because I really don't know anything like about him. Since it was more of like a background on his life thing, it was really interesting because for like everything that he was talking about were just like new things and new news for me because I'm not familiar with a lot of his background and things like that. So that was really cool about the post. Like Naja, I always just really enjoy a good personal post because just gives you a little bit more to learn about it. And then as far as like the show goes and things like that and what he was writing, I talked about this on my blog once with Grim Girl about the first time, like the first season of Free. When I first watched it, I like kind of thought of it as more of like I went into it thinking of it was going to be like a sports anime, but then to me it felt almost like a slice of life kind of an anime, more of a feel because they had more of their different aspects of their lives and things. But like with Naja, after I read Taku's post, I actually feel like I need to like go back and rewatch that because he gave me like a different perspective on it. Because after I was like listening to what he was saying and I started thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, Free isn't like, like one of the things I remember saying originally when my first reaction was thinking about how, it wasn't like Haikyuu, where they had like this goal where they were, they're trying to get to nationals and they're trying to like work towards it and it's all about that. It was really kind of focused on these kids like oh, that's noise. Sorry, I heard this weird noise and it just freaked me out.
No, I know. I heard a weird noise come to you.
But after reading Taku's post, I kind of thought of like how, in a sense, Free's almost like a bit more of a realistic version of what your typical high school experience in sports is going to be. And like his post made me feel very like nostalgic. In high school and junior high, I did cross country and I was terrible at it. But my team was amazing. And the only reason I did cross country was because they needed, if you're not familiar with how cross country works, you can compete as an individual, but to compete as a team, you have to have a certain number of people on your team. And if I remember correctly, it's like either 6 or 7. And I was that last person who needed to be there. That person's score doesn't count unless you need a tiebreaker. So it didn't matter that I completely sucked. As long as I was there, they could compete as a team. And I competed all throughout junior high and high school just because the team in that environment was just like so special. And even though track was actually what I competed in and like 100-meter dash, so not these like 2.5-mile runs, was my thing. I never felt.
I don't know. Is it?
It's so loud.
Could that be your computer?
I don't hear it. I don't hear it, but I do hear you going in and out.
Yeah, I did. The sound was so clear on my end.
Yeah, because I was like, I can definitely hear it. You can hear it.
It's a phantom noise.
Naja, what are you doing?
Yes.
You crocheting while we're streaming? How dare you?
Perhaps. Perhaps.
I see where her attention lies.
I'm fully invested in this live stream. I am here 110%. I just happened to be.
I thought it sounded like 2. That's what like freaked me out because I do not live by a tree.
Yeah,
like,
Gigi said it might be a vacuum.
Vacuum space.
Sorry, people. I think you'll just have to put up with the noise if it goes in now. Sorry, peeps. I don't know. I really do think some cats in. I know it's definitely not on my end.
Yeah, I don't hear anything over here.
Hear that now?
Huh?
I said, how can you not hear that? It's so loud. Right now.
I think you both are possessed by something because I hear nothing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it would get you. It would come and get you.
Oh,
The
but yeah,
Hangouts ghost.
I liked his post. I thought it was cool that I learned something new about him, and he made me feel very nostalgic of my own high school sports days. The old sports ball.
Yay! Remember, custard tart, people. Taku got the custard tart. No one I'm giving everybody sweet things because everybody's sweet.
You're so sweet.
Yes. Okay, that's just the extra part of our live streams that you won't get anyone else. Everybody gets a designated sweet dessert. Anyway. Oh, okay. All right. Naja, who's next?
Sorry, technical difficulties. Next up is Remy. He wrote a post on the perceptions of male cross-dressers in Japanese media. I really have really liked Remy's last couple of blog tour posts because they all seem to come from a very personal place. He talks about topics that are definitely both appeal to his passion for yuri and his passion for just different types of Japanese culture, specifically, you know, his interest. But I really like this one because I've had a couple of conversations with Remy before in the past about this very topic. So it was really nice to read his personal stories about his experiences with cross-dressing and then applying it to different manga and anime that he looked up, that he's read about the topic. And it was really interesting because there is kind of a double standard. We don't necessarily have a very positive view of male cross-dressers. We tend to think in general that it's weird, or why are they doing it? What's wrong? Why would you want to do something like that? And it was interesting to get his perspective on it. And I am not gonna lie, some of the manga that he mentioned, I'm really curious about, and I definitely pulled up on my computer to check out, especially that one, what's it called? Reversible? Yeah, Reversible. I was definitely interested, so I'm definitely going to read that. Thanks, Remy. But yeah, that's me. That's my summary of his post to go. You guys can go ahead and take it away.
Kat can go next.
Thanks.
As Naja always says, I don't choose favorites, but this one, it's up there for me. I really enjoyed this one by Remy. I thought his perspectives were awesome, and I just liked how he approached everything. I'm definitely going to check out some of the mangas that he mentioned for sure. And I thought that he brought up just like a really valid point. And also, you know, this idea of these like these gender stereotypes and things like that. And you know, he's right. And just kind of how crazy it is. And you know, this was kind of a personal post for him, and he did like mention how the different types of backlash he has seen and things like that. And it's kind of crazy that you see these things because it seems like such a, to me, a silly thing to care about. You know, like I don't care. But yes, that's my take. I really liked it. I liked his post.
Woot! Lita.
What?
Bring it home.
It's your turn.
Bring it home. Oh, it's my turn. Oh, okay, sorry. I was asleep. My attention was elsewhere.
And you called me out on crocheting during the live stream. I at least responded. I basically looking at the camera.
It wasn't respond. Really sorry, that was just supposed to be a joke. Okay. Being serious now. If everybody knows, no, not everybody knows. I love to get under Naja's skin. It's so easy, people.
Yeah, I'm over here crocheting on the live stream. Okay. If y'all want to know.
She's everybody. Actually, she's got an Etsy shop now. You should all go check it out. I'll link it down below. Actually.
Yeah, see, here's the jersey. I've been hand crocheting for an hour and a half. laughing at my pain, man.
Okay, I'll laugh at a lot of people's pain. No, I'm kidding. If it's crafted pain, then maybe, yeah.
What?
So going on from what? Hey, serious stream, people. Serious stream. This is a very serious topic. Okay, right. So Remy's post, I again, like Naja has said before, I have not really. There are some of people a part of our team I don't really like know a lot about, and with this one, Remy, I felt like I really got to know Remy a lot, and I even said that in my comments, as I feel like I've gotten to know you a lot better. And it was, again, I found everybody's post in this month to be very, very strong and powerful. And oh yes, Mirror Purple, I see you in the chat. Start giggling 2 seconds later. Well, yeah, it's easy to make me laugh, you know. So Remy talks about poor perception. Shush, Naja. Remy talks about poor perception in male cross-dress in Japanese media, and how to do with the topic of LGBT. God, I hope I don't get it wrong. LGBT in Japan, I know, is, I found in one of the countries where it's not, you know, it's not really, I want to say like it's recognized, but there's like difficulties around the whole thing. There is, I know, like I think it was last year or sometime, I believe gay marriage was legalized in Taiwan, if I'm not wrong. I believe it was. Sorry, I'm not going off the topic. Just saying, in how Japanese media focuses on LGBT. He's not always been in the best sort of light, I want to say, but I'll go into more detail about that, talking about other people's posts. But you know, I've not had a chance to read like any manga or anything to do with like if there's like a cross-dressing element in a certain anime or story yet, but of how Remy talks about in like a manga, he mentions Reversible, that he highlights that there is a lot of negative social like backlash when it comes to like cross-dressing. And some of the other like mangas and animes that he's mentioned that the cross-dressing is sort of taken in this sort of negative light. I agree. I think one example he mentioned was in I think it was Orin High School Host Club, you know, where there is Haruhi's dad is, you know, dresses like a woman, because, you know, Haru lost her mother when she was really young, and he felt like he sort of had to take on that responsibility, and at the same time he's, you know, comfortable with the idea as well. And I remember watching it, and I do remember feeling actually weirded out at the time. I don't think like that now, but now I've come to like appreciate the idea of it now, and that it, to me, it kind of wasn't represented in a good light. And I've never had an issue with people like wanting to dress like a, you know, if they want to dress like a woman, that everybody's got their own reasons. And, you know, I felt like that was, and I felt like that is what Remy was expressing in his post. And it honestly, at one point, I mean, it did make me feel sad reading towards the end about him talking about his personal aspect, how this really affected him as well. And it's been really good. Well, that's why I say this month's posts have been really good, because there's about 2 or 3 individuals I know that relate to this topic really well, but we will get to that, people. We will get to that. So if you have not read Remy's post, you definitely should, especially if you have no idea about like how Japanese media perceives the idea of like cross-dressing in that. So Remy, you did so well. I really enjoyed your post. And the tart that you get is... You get a strawberry tart, because strawberry is my favorite. It is. I love strawberry tart. No, if it's strawberry cheesecake tart, then yes. So yes, you get strawberry tart. Make sure you tweet that out, Hazel. The tarts I give out. Taki got a custard tart, and Remy got a strawberry tart.
Shaking my head.
I'm done, people. I'm giving my point. Okay, Naja.
Next up is Kat. And since I am a really awesome host, I'm going to let Kat talk about our own post. Yay!
All right, so for my post, we'll be talking about Arya's next, and in my honest opinion, I feel like Arya executed what I was trying to say 1,000 bazillion times better than what I did. This is like one of the, I'm happy with how my post turned out, but I feel like in some ways it wasn't executed to my best abilities, but in my defense, I'm pregnant and sick all the time, so I think we need to look at that. But what I was trying to say with my post is, I'm a yaoi fan myself, but a problem that I see kind of in the yaoi genre is, they love their rape culture, and it irritates me to see characters not being validated unless they have sex. Which I think is ridiculous, because you would never say that to a straight couple. You would never say, oh, well, you aren't boyfriend and girlfriend because you guys haven't had sex yet. That's not a thing. And yet, for some reason, in yaoi, not everybody thinks that way, obviously. But you see that in comments and stuff. I remember seeing that with Yuri on Ice, people being like, oh, well, Victor and Yuri aren't canon because they haven't slept together. And I was like, what the heck? They literally propose. Are we not watching the same show? What's happening here? That's strange to me, and then just even kind of these ideas of fetishing gay relationships in the sense of, oh, well, it's cool for me to read about them in yaoi or smut or whatever it is and be turned on about it, but they can't actually be gay in real life. They can't have rights in real life, and the first time coming across that and with some of the yaoi fans was very strange to me, because I was like, how can you dig this show, but then in that same turn act as if that those aren't valid relationships because it's two men. That's a very strange concept for me, and it was odd to see that within the community. And again, that's not everybody in the community, but it's just, you see these things the more you're kind of around the community. And I just really think, for me, I like yaoi because a lot of times, they're romances, and I am, I may not always seem it, but at the heart of it, I tell you guys, I'm actually a super romantic person. So, seeing a story whether it's two guys or two girls or a guy and a girl or a guy who likes to dress like a girl, whatever it is, I don't care. I'm just there for the romance, man. I think it's beautiful. I think two people falling in love is a cool thing. So it bums me out when people can't necessarily look past that. And I think that's something as a fan of yaoi and as a fan of the genre, I think that's something that we have to be aware of in the community, that these things are happening, and kind of what is our reaction to those things going to be, and things like that. So that was kind of what my post was trying to say. But I really honestly think if you're going to look at a post, I would look at, we haven't gotten to it, but I would look at Arya's, because hers was so well written. And I read her post and I thought, oh my God, this is everything that I was trying to say, but hers is so much more beautiful. So that's how I feel about that. Next, I guess if anybody else has anything to say, that's kind of what I have to say.
Cat.
Naja has nothing to say. She's too busy crocheting.
Y'all gotta stop selling y'all posts short. You know how I feel about short and sweet posts. I absolutely adore them. They make my reading experience 10 times, no, 100 times better. So, one, I appreciate you writing a very short post this time around, not a novel, you know.
It was super. It was definitely my shortest.
It was very succinct. I liked your post. Now, you keep saying that you love Arya's. Arya's was awesome too, and hers is literally right after yours, so this is going to be a really funny discussion. but I really like the idea of your post. I like what you brought up because, like you said, a lot of times when people think of the yaoi genre, they think sex. I mean, when you look up yaoi, the first things that come up are either two guys in the middle of some hot, passionate butt sex, or them in some type of physical relationship. You don't really get that whole going out on dates, you know, wooing the other person. It's always, like you said, sex equals love, or in most cases, non-consensual sex equals love eventually. And that's one, it's annoying, but when you see the sheer number of yaoi media that comes out that's purely focuses on sex, I can't blame people for thinking that. There are a lot of great titles out there that don't focus on sex. I actually wrote a post about it a little while ago. So yeah, you know, did some digging, took me a while to look that up. But they do exist. And like you also brought up Yuri on Ice. I have mixed feelings about that relationship that I won't discuss here because it'll take a whole chat to discuss. But what I liked about the show is that it didn't focus so much on a physical relationship between the two leads, more their emotional bond. Now, whether or not you think that's a romantic relationship or not, that's, you know, that's on you guys. I'm not going to voice my opinion one way or the other. I think I told Lita once, so she knows how I feel about it. But yeah,
Yes.
I just like that it focused on something else. It was an emotional bond. It was a friendship first, kind of a partnership. And that's something that's really missing from the genre. Hopefully, you know, there's some better trends in the future, but I kind of doubt that's happening anytime soon, especially when sex sells. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I've got a couple of volumes of some titles on my shelf. They tend to focus more on the emotional bond, but then I have the Finder series right next to it, which is literally lots of non-con stuff. But hopefully there's a trend to fix that eventually. And again, it's kind of funny because you, Aria, and Rai all talked about, well, Rai talked about Yuri, but you all talked about the kind of state of those types of genre and how Japanese media does kind of fetishize them to their audiences. So, Takuto, you missed us talking about your post. Oh, he has to leave. Oh, okay, bye. But yeah, awesome post. We'll cut it short, you know.
We're not worth this
Like
time.
I said, I like the idea and I like the concept of your post. It was very well written, very short, very succinct. But yeah, you definitely get 2 thumbs up. And I told Lita I would hoot, but I don't know if I'm gonna hoot. Yeah. There we go. So you get 2 hoots from me. Lita.
Ugh. Now I have to.
Or we can. Or we can skip Lita. Either way.
Wow, it's like the shortest post I've ever read in any of these blog tours. And it was alright. I'm not kidding. I'm being jokingly mean. No. I honestly, right off the bat, I knew Aria and Kat would be talking about yaoi topic. I knew that right from the get-go. No, seriously, Naja likes a short, sweet post. Shh. Next time, my next one's going to be a long novel. So Kat said something in her post that I think was the most important thing that jumped out to me, is that they're just doing it for the attention. And then afterwards she writes, people are not in relationships, straight or gay, to get attention from random people on the street. I mean, I've heard this, like, when I've gone out to a nightclub. It was a gay nightclub, and I had a couple. I went with a group of friends. It was someone's birthday, and then there was a couple of people I remember I was kind of talking to, and they're like, oh, they're just doing it for the attention. And I was like, huh? No? These are people who are actually in a legitimate relationship. There was a couple of them, one of them was my friend and the other was his boyfriend. And I just didn't, that comment like really grit inside of me. It's like, you know, who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? That's what I want to say to. That's what I want to say to everybody. And again, I will be talking about this when I get to my post. I will, but you know, I'll just say right off the bat, the yaoi genre is not for everybody. It is not, and it's okay if no one will ever understand why certain people like the yaoi genre and that. But you have to realize that now, how we are in this day and age. Everything has completely changed, and that I have never heard about LG in the whole we'll say like spectrum, I will call it spectrum of anyone who's like lesbian, gay, whatever. It is so much more, say, like mainstream. You hear a lot about it more, I would say, these days than say a few years ago. Years ago, it was way tougher. You know, I've heard it from various people. I just wanted to emphasize that. But with Kat's post regarding yaoi, again, it's Japanese media. It's like a mixed bag. For example, like Junjo Romantica can be classed as like rape, kind of rapey, and there are scenes that are like some people might find a bit disturbing, and Naja's eyeballs are like falling out. Personally, I love Junjo. It was my first. It was my first yaoi anime. It was, and I'm not afraid to say that I like the yaoi and yuri genre. But I think beforehand I wouldn't really come out and easily say it. But at the same time, yeah, Japanese media, it's like I say, it's mixed bag. There are some things I've read and watched that have been really subtle and sent a good message, and then some that are just, you know, look like they're fetishy. And you know, I think Kat, yeah, not all porn. Kat's post got to the point that there's, you know, there's nothing wrong with seeing like there's like a, you know, a sex scene, or if that's involving in the story or whatever. It'd be nice, you know, to see more of like, you know, just seeing like a plain old like relationship. But I'll get to that as well when we get to Naja's post. Post.
Hey. Everyone should read that manga that I wrote about. Everyone. Freaking awesome.
I like that. Is like when I stop sleeping 16 hours a day, I'm reading that.
You have to. It's freaking awesome. It's so underrated. So underrated. I swear.
Oh, God. But overall, before we get to your post, yeah, I thought you did I really enjoyed your post, Kat, and I thought you did a really good job. And that people who are, you know, gay or whatever, they're not doing it for the attention. To them, it's, you know, it is a legitimate relationship to them. And I feel, you know, sometimes the yaoi genre is completely misunderstood. So what pie am I going to get? I mean, I was like, well, pie, we're on tarts. So I give Kat a chocolate tart because I know she loves it chocolate. So you get chocolate.
That sounds so good.
It's a vegan chocolate tart because there is such thing. It's a vegan chocolate tart. There you go.
It is such a thing, and I will eat it.
There is such a thing because I've seen it.
There is such a thing.
All right, Naja, eyes this way. Focus.
Next up is Aria's post. It's actually funny that you guys were literally right after each other. I actually kind of chuckled a bit when I saw what you both were writing about. I was like, did they plan this? Was this discussed earlier? Because this is kind of a big coincidence. As always, Aria does a lot of research for her posts. I always love her research. I love how detailed they are. They're just fantastic. If you don't know what yaoi is, or what being a fujoshi is. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. My pronunciations are always terrible. It down to the letter, you will know, you will come out of reading, after reading her post, you'll come out way more knowledgeable about the topic than you were going in. I was aware of a lot of these terms beforehand, so it was kind of like, yeah, this needs to be like the staple. If anybody's like, I want to start reading yaoi, I'd be like, read this post first, and then come back and I'll give you some suggestions, okay? Open mind and everything. This was fantastic. She focused more so on the technical aspect by looking at the terminology used to define viewers of the yaoi genre, or the BL genre, and how it's kind of taken on this kind of, I'm sorry, my words aren't coming to me, kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of feeling within the community. It's kind of, we kind of made this negative term our own. The term fujoshi literally means rotten girl or rotten person, and then there's fudanshi, I can't pronounce, I'm so sorry, kifuji, and okay, I'm really sorry if I'm butchering this and I'm saying something horrible, I apologize. But she breaks down the meanings of the words and how they each have the character for rotten in them, and how it kind of permeates the idea of what people think of when they think of viewers of yaoi. You think they're weird people, they're rotten people, they're crazy people. Like, who sits and reads about two guys going at it? What makes someone do that? It's kind of this kind of hidden thing that you don't talk about. It's something that's behind closed doors. I know for a fact that I don't bring it up very often. You have to kind of test the waters before you bring up, hey, I kind of read BL stuff, or I enjoy BL stuff, because the first thing someone does is, oh, you're one of those people? That's weird. Or, oh, so you like that gay sex stuff. And I'm like, no, that's not what it's all about. It's not how it is. And I really think she captured that with this post, and I'm really butchering this. I'm sorry. Someone else, please. For me. Take it away from me.
Yeah.
Is it my turn or Lita's turn? I never know.
No, it's your turn, Kat. No, it's Kat's turn.
Ah, she said Lita. You said Lita.
Go, Lita.
Okay, fine.
I'm the host.
Oh, you're just throwing it out everywhere. Okay, so I found Aria and Kat's post very, very similar in terms of what they were describing in their posts. Some of the terms Ari mentioned about like rotten, people being labeled as like rotten, I believe it's like rotten girl, rotten boy. Oh, there's all these little Japanese meanings. I didn't really know that. And again, I like how Ari is so detailed in her posts. I think I've only ever done like so much research from one of my posts. So, you know, props to you. Seriously, majority of what Naja said, I absolutely like fully agree that this post will convince people, I believe, that, you know, yaoi is not all about, you know, just, you know, like gay sex basically. It's not all about that. And what I loved towards the end of the post was her little title bit saying redefining yaoi and its fan labels, and she goes on to talk about using as an example like another genre called bara, which means men's love, and I can't remember the name of the story. Let me just like have a little peek. This particular genre I never even heard of. It is actually written for gay audiences. She goes to say, and that it's definitely more about the relationship side of things, that Japan won't go and butcher. So I was very, very keen to actually read the manga or the book that she recommends. She does. So again, Ari, you did really well with your post. I really feel like there's nothing else I can say, because you and Kat did both very, very similar. So tart that Ari gets. She gets a caramel tart. She gets a caramel tart. You both get like chocolatey type tarts. So Ari gets it. caramel tart. But I know she's away right now, so she won't hear this until like probably the end of the month. Probably not. All right, Kat, your turn.
All right, so actually, I did not choose what I was going to do for my blog post until literally 3 days before. So Aria and I did not plan that, and I actually didn't know. I didn't know what Aria was gonna do, so I just did it. When I read hers, I was like, "Oh, it's so beautiful." So I liked how, like, I think the thing I liked about Aria's post was, if you weren't familiar with yaoi or what was kind of going on, you got that background information, because kind of like we've talked about in general, yaoi is not for everybody. And if you're just getting into anime, you might not even know what yaoi is. So I thought it was cool that she took that time to explain those things and just bring up those points and things like that, which I really, really liked. I think I just like said this on Twitter, like, expect a bunch of super short posts from me for a while now, because I like, it's like the thing that like you have to like think about like with Aria's post is realizing like how time consuming that post must have been for her. You know what I mean? Like, just like, I mean, as well as the topic, which I thought was awesome. You know, I just really appreciate the amount of time and effort Aria took with that post, because I know a post like that was time consuming and not easy. And, you know, she really like did the groundwork to be able to show people who might not be familiar with this genre kind of what she's talking about, which I thought was really, really cool. And should definitely just kind of be like recognized, like, this is why she's our secretary, she's awesome, kind of a thing. So I give her all the owl hoots. Woo-hoo, like that. Is that owl sounding?
Oh, you just give a hoot. I give people tarts. I give people tarts. Okay, Naja. Is your attention here? Are you here with us?
The next post is mine.
Oh.
The next post is mine. That I looked up ahead of time.
I've got the schedule up. It tells me all.
It was me. I did it. I was the next blogger, and I'm not gonna lie. I tend to be pretty last minute with my posts. Maybe a day, maybe a few hours before they're due. I literally had no idea what I was going to write about for this topic. This is not an easy topic to write for. And both Kat and Aria pretty much wrote about something that I was kind of playing around with for a while. So I was like, okay, I can't do that. What am I going to write about? So I looked over at my manga bookshelf, because there are no other books on that shelf. And I caught sight of this one manga that I read a few years ago, and it touched me. It touched me at a place that some manga just never will ever reach. This is one of my favorite manga in the history of ever. And to be completely honest, it doesn't get enough credit. It does not get enough reads. It doesn't get enough notice from anyone. So I highly suggest everyone read it. It's kind of hard to find because it's out of print. So, you know, you gotta do some digging. Sorry.
Gotta do some digging.
You gotta do some digging. I've been at every con that I go to, every secondhand bookstore I go to, I look. And if they have at least one volume, I will buy it. I don't care which volume it is. If I don't have it, I'll buy it. And so I have like a couple that are together consecutive, and then I have some that are just like volume 19. I'm like, you know, I'll get there eventually. But it's called Banana Fish because I own it. I support what I love sometimes. What's actually funny about this one is it's not actually a BL manga. Technically, on paper, it's a shoujo manga, but it's the most non-traditional shoujo manga there is. It's only a shoujo because it was published in Betsukami, which is primarily shoujo magazine. But it has gang fights, it's got killings, it's got a lot of really complex and dark themes. It's actually it's got more of a seinen feel than it does a shoujo feel. So it wouldn't be something that most shoujo fans would read, but it's awesome. It's got gang battles, it's got fights, it's like really epic, it's awesome. But it also has BL undertones to it. Two of the main characters, one's a guy named Ash. He's a he's a really attractive young gang leader in New York, and he's had a really hard life. I'm not going to go into details because it's a lot of trigger warning for some people, and I don't think you guys really want to go into details about that. I highly suggest looking it up, though. He's been through a lot in his life. He's kind of in a dark place. He's on the verge of becoming the very thing he hates, a real criminal out to kill a lot of people. But he ends up meeting this young Japanese, I'm looking at the chat, sorry. This young Japanese, he's not a journalist, but he's like an assistant to a journalist, and they're doing an expose on gangs in New York. And this kid, Eiji, he's just so innocent and new. He's never seen any dark things in his life. He's never had any hardships. And despite their two different worldviews and how different they are from one another, they actually come together and they form this really unique bond. At times it seems romantic, but at other times it's more of a friendship kind of thing. But the manga never actually establishes what it is. Everyone just accepts their relationship as something more than what it is, but no one actually puts a label to it. Some think, oh, maybe they're in love, or no, they're just friends, but it doesn't really matter what the label is for their relationship, because it just is. That's kind of why I picked the title for my post. It just is. It doesn't matter whether or not they're in a relationship or they're just friends or whatever. It's the bond, it's the emotional connection that they have that really matters. And that's something that tends to be missing from a lot of yaoi and BL manga. As Kat said in her post in Aria, there tends to be a lot of focus on the sexual and physical relationships, and not enough on the emotional bonds that these characters share with one another, going on dates, hanging out with one another, just getting to know one another. And that's something I kind of wanted to capture with my post. I don't know if I did that, but you know, I tried really, really hard. But I also my post is mostly a love letter to that series to kind of get people to watch, read it. People may complain about the art being old, or it's not a shoujo, or it doesn't have BL, they don't even kiss. It doesn't matter that they don't kiss. Yes, they do. But it doesn't matter. It's just read it. I can't suggest any more than that. But yeah, that's it. That's me. I'm done. That's the most talking I'm going to do this entire live stream. So.
Get in.
Will that be all? Oh, I see. I see, Naja.
I can read the back of the book if you like. But yeah, don't try me. Don't test me. I will read to you from my copy of Banana Fish Volume 1. But
that'll be the rest of the stream, people. Naja gives us Volume 1 of Banana Fish.
You have to be able to tell the difference.
Room. Like in the first few pages, this dude goes ape shit and kills everybody in his platoon or whatever it is. It was awesome. Okay. So freaking awesome. Badass, man.
Okay, we're not talking about asses, we're talking about asses afterwards. Okay. First off, right, seriously, the thing that I was gonna laugh at was the name of it, Banana Fish.
Oh, the reason behind the name, it's based on a short story written by J.D. Salinger. I forget what it's called, but it has banana fish in the title. But that's where the author got the title from. And it's kind of funny because they actually make a little bit of a reference to it. Someone asked Ash if his favorite author is Salinger, and he's like, no. He's like, I don't even like the guy anymore. And he goes into this whole philosophical rant about how he doesn't really like the author and why, and it's kind of funny. But my 2 cents. I got knowledge for days on this one. I love this manga. It's my favorite beyond words. But
well, I was going to say, no, you've convinced me to read it. I've never even heard of it. Honestly, when I started reading your post, I was laughing at the title still, Banana Fish. Okay. From reading your post, I could see that there was no distinguishing, there was no distinguation with the relationship between the two main characters, which is Ash and Engine. I totally freaking butchered that. It definitely sounds like something I want to read. You know, it's got mafias, governments. It's like thug. Ash is supposed to be a thug. Oh, I can join his ranks. And again, everybody calls me thug leader everywhere on this bloody internet website thing. But yeah, I really I just really enjoyed your post, and I agree with some of the things Naja has stated about Yuri on Ice. She briefly mentions about Yuri on Ice. I enjoyed Yuri on Ice, but there are some things that I have mixed feelings about.
They're not in a relationship.
And
Cough.
And there's this season 2 could change all of this. Never, you know, we'll probably be getting season 2. You never know, people. It seems like there's this really nice subtle like relationship between the two characters in Banana Fish. It's
beautiful. It is so beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds really, really lovely. So all I'm going to say is it was a really, really nice post, and Naja gets my she get my favorite tart. Oh no, then again, I have too many favorite tarts. Okay, you get a lemon. You get a lemon tart, Naja, because it's nice and sour yet sweet. So sometimes Naja's really sour, and then at times she'll be really sweet.
I'm a Sour Patch Kid. You just described those Sour Patch Kids.
Oh my god! I'll let you go. She sent me this really hilarious gift last night, which is like of an owl in a car radiator, and it just blinking like this. Is like soon. It's so funny. I'll send you later, Kat. I will. It's just so funny. But yeah, so
like dancing on the owl, and the owl was just like.
All right, lemon tart for Naja. Okay, Kat, your turn.
Well, this manga actually reminded me of another manga that I read before, and for a second I thought, oh, is it the same thing? But it's not. I had to look it up. So I'm gonna one of these days I'm gonna read Banana Fish, because this other manga that I read that like was kind of similar but not the same, I really, really liked. I do like the idea of, I mean, I like the things that you brought up, this idea that we don't necessarily have to define things right away, and that sometimes things, you know, can be kind of ambiguous and out in the open and left to the viewer's discretion. I think that was kind of cool. And that's what when you were talking about it, that's what reminded me of this other manga that I'd read before, that it was the first one that I had ever read that kind of did that, where you see these different things kind of happening, but nobody really flat out says anything. And, you know, and in the end, they're not necessarily together, but they're not really apart. It's just kind of like left out into the open. And like, I thought it was awesome. From a reader's perspective, I think it would be really cool if people started doing more shows and mangas like that, because I thought it was just really, really cool.
What's the name?
This one. And for this one, not Victory though, that's definitely canon.
What? I didn't quite catch that.
I need to get a little bit more water. There's something in my Victory's Great Singer.
You might want to send that to me later.
But yeah, I really liked it. And then after reading this, I was like, I'm gonna look into this post. And actually, I don't really mind. Like, I know it has like the older art style, but I kind of like the throwback. You know, I kind of dig it. So I'd be pretty pumped to watch that.
It's so good.
That's what I have to say on it. That's what I have to say.
This was the first manga to make me cry. I literally was bawling at the end. Like, to this day, I can't even read the last chapter because it makes me so sad. So beautiful. So fucked up, but beautiful. but yeah. Yeah, I love that manga. Everybody should read Banana Fish by Akime Yoshida. She did a couple of other works as well. California, I can't remember what it's called. California something or another. But I love all of her works. They really they don't really adhere to one set genre. She does a lot of flowy things. It's really cool. Freaking awesome. Like, I'm gonna read it again when I get out this chat. That's exactly what's about to happen. But yeah, that's me. That's your comments. And next up is Zoe from Let's Talk Anime with her post on, I'm gonna butcher this, I can feel it, Krona Gorgon from Soul Eater.
Okay, I remember that now. Sorry, I forgot for a second.
I'm going to preface this by saying I have seen a total of 3 or 4 episodes of Soul Eater. No one say a word because y'all know how I am about anime in general.
No.
I either binge watch it and finish it in one go, or it doesn't happen at all. So 4 episodes was about my limit on that. I got into it. So I have no idea who this character is. But I really did enjoy this post. She did an awesome job of actually just outlining the character from her their background, their history, and then giving us a bit of kind of tying it into the theme. This character in particular is one that has I want to make sure I get my terminology right. Their gender is ambiguous throughout. In the manga, Zoe mentioned they use the he pronoun or the male pronouns when describing this character, but there isn't really a set gender, but it doesn't matter. It's kind of like what I said in my post. It's something that doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter what someone's gender is or what they identify as. It's just who they are as a person. And that's what I really loved about this post. Because why we don't necessarily need labels for things. We don't need to say this is one thing or the other, because in reality things aren't so black and white. There's a lot of gray area. So this was definitely a really fantastic post. She put a lot of detail in it. She broke it down for me, especially from my perspective of someone who's never really met this character or read anything or seen all of Soul Eater. She even had this nice bit in there where she Googled the character and she showed the search results and how most people aren't talking about the character as a character, but more so debating what their gender is. Like the first search result is character's name and then gender. That shouldn't be a thing. This shouldn't even be a question. It should be there should be more of a discussion about the character as a whole and not this, what are they? What are they? What do they identify as? That shouldn't be an important aspect. And what I like is in our day and age right now, we're kind of transitioning more towards of acceptance of these sorts of things, of different people and their beliefs and their thoughts and ideas, and I really appreciate that. But still, even now, as progressive as we're being, we still have issues like this that we have to deal with. So this is a really great post. Thumbs up and the hoots from me. I'm not gonna hoot, sorry. Thank you, Lita. Lita is my designated here for the rest of.
So I give it better people. I give people tarts. And not just saying we don't need labels. What are you talking about? You're like the Otome Queen. What are you talking about? That's your label.
I have a number of names. We've established this before. Chocolate Thunder, Otome Queen, Otome Temptress, Poke Ninja 90, my name. Mrs. Tsukishima K. Forgot about that one. Can't forget that one. Because his thighs are right behind my head. But yeah, I've got a lot of titles. Labels, not so much titles. Unless you're telling me I'm, Mrs. Tsukishima K. I'll take that label. All day.
I'll take that one.
Yep. That one I claim.
I claim too much.
Hey. Okay. I'm over here stitching freaking Haikyuu doll. My devotion is real. My devotion is real.
I don't have my Okinawa doll.
I was looking for colors for his jersey, and I couldn't find the right blue. They didn't have the right color.
I'll wait for you, my love.
So all right, because I'm about, okay, when we have a haiku stream, I'm just going to butcher your husbando. I'm going to roast him. I'm going to roast him.
Rule. I will come back tenfold. I will have a novel, a whole like file of all the great things about Tsukishima K, and I will run through them all. It will take me 4 hours, but I'll do it. That's not even
right.
I even got a plushie. Like I keep him in plastic because I love him so much.
Well, he's so beautiful.
Okay, right. People will learn here that the toxic word in OWLS, especially for Naja and Kat, is haiku. Don't say the word fellow new members. Don't say the word haiku, because then it will just go off on a tangent of what we're supposed to be talking about.
I literally feel like me and Naja are our own urban legend. Like if like people talk about things like you whisper haiku. Naja the cat will appear on your photograph. I don't care what you mention my boys and I will find you.
2 boys in my life
I'm
right now.
I'm going to talk about Zoe's post now before we deviate from the actual topic. I knew this would happen. How could you two? As soon as you freaking mentioned the word IQ. Jesus Christ. Right.
I don't even know how we got there. I don't even know how it happened.
Oh, I know. Anyway, you purposely did it. Anyway, Zoe, as I said, Zoe's one of our newest members. This was our first blog talk host. This was Naja. Didn't even mention. Zoe.
I said her name, I said the post, I said the anime and the character. But you know what more you need me to do? What did I leave out? Would you like me to read the URL for her blog?
Yeah,
I can do that.
You see people. It's just easy to get under Naja's skin if you know to click the right buttons. Right.
Just threaten my love for Suki, and I promise you, fighting words, man. Fighting words.
Zoe doesn't get commended at all. Okay. So Zoe is actually one of our youngest. I believe she's our youngest member of this group because we're all from different age brackets. We're not going to reveal ages here, just so people know.
No.
No. I look like I'm 18. Oh, not really. Pigtails the other way. Anyway, so I've seen Soul Lita. I know exactly what she was talking about. I remember that. Look, it's fine. I've read a heap. We know that we've done previous streams, and I've not known some of what the anime or whatever people are talking about because I've not seen it. So Mel's like, it's not a real OWL stream if haiku is not mentioned. Oh, okay, that's true. That's true. Awesome. At least once. Anyway, so I really enjoyed Zoe's post, and actually I'm very surprised at how detailed she was in this. First, she gives us an analysis of Krona's character, and Krona was one of the characters that kind of irritated me in the beginning, I'll be honest. But as the series went on, I began to feel sorry for Krona because she always does a lot of her mum's bidding, Medusa. Medusa is one of the main villains, main baddies in Soul Eater. I really hate her. I can't say his or her. I hate Krona's mum, Medusa. And Krona had it really, really tough because Krona actually had an inner being inside of him or her. It's really hard to word this, just so you know. Krona had an inner being inside of him because it makes it look like a part of his body actually kind of comes out. It's kind of weird in a way. And when we're talking about it, it is weird. His name was Ragnarok, and it could appear like Krona was like talking with his or herself, basically. Or talking with oneself. I'll say oneself. That sounds better. Damn, this is so hard to word around.
That's something she brought up in her post.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. And one of the things I remember when I was watching Soul Eater, I noticed on the internet also was that about the whole Krona's gender. I've never seen that with an anime character before. a lot of backlash about, oh, should we call Krona a guy or a girl? And also and also Zoe brought up a very valid point, is when they dubbed this anime, I was wondering how they were actually going to pick the voice for it. And I actually can't remember the name of the voice, so I'm sorry, babes, I forgot to look it up. But the person who did Krona's voice, I was really impressed with. You still cannot tell if Krona is a boy or a girl. Krona is Krona. And I just loved how I just loved how they handled picking the voice for Krona, because Krona's got a kind of a weird, unique character. And it makes you think if Krona is a guy or a girl. But, and also Naja bringing up that, she actually brought up the actual Google search and it is kind of disappointing in a way. It is. And I feel that when Zoe brought up summarizing her post that the character Krona shouldn't be known as this character with a confusing gender, really. I think eventually Krona became comfortable in their own skin. Krona did, and I just really enjoyed Zoe's post. I mean, I didn't think anybody would actually talk about Krona of all people. So Zoe, you did so well. I said this in my comment. Well done on your first long-term post. Well done. And let's see, what's tart? You get your first official tart. I'm sorry you didn't get a pie because I know you went in the last one. So Zoe gets a cherry tart because cherries. I love cherries. I love cherry tart. If no one's tried a Bakewell English tart, if you ever go over to England, you should do. Or you actually can buy it in the supermarket. Scrumptious. Cherry tart for Zoe.
I looked up the voice actor for you, or actress.
Yeah.
It's Maxie Whitehead.
Oh, yeah. Crap. I forgot. Okay, Kat, your turn. Sorry.
I am paying attention. See?
No.
No.
I did like this post. I'll say this. I feel like there'll be like mutiny. But like Naja, I've only seen a few episodes of Soul Eater.
Oh yeah.
And the reason I have not seen more is I have tried to watch that show and I just personally can't get into it. I've just not been able to jump on the Soul Eater train. And every time I see other people talk about it and I think that sounds really cool and right up my alley. And then I get in there and I'm like,
watch it.
I'm sorry.
Record this. She's weeping. I want this on film. Record. I want a record of this.
It needs to be a gift. I need to be
her ringtone will ring and it'll be
I'll use it all the time.
But this was another post that made me I read it and thought, oh, I should give this show another try. But I always, it never works out for me. So I did really like her post and I like what she talked about with Krona and just using kind of those pronouns and how we see that with once we dub over. It actually reminded me of do you guys remember in Naruto at the very beginning, and now I cannot think of the two characters' names.
That chick, the thing with the guy with the sword.
With Zuba,
yes.
What is his name?
You know what's funny? I've only seen a few episodes of Naruto.
Yes, his name is Haku, or their name
Isn't it Zabuza?
Zabuza had the sword thing.
Had the sword, and he hung out with that. And
Haku.
He was actually a dude. Haku, but in the if you watch the English dub of this version, or not the English dub, the English dub of Naruto,
was female.
They turned her into a female because here in America they thought that it would be too weird for this older guy and this younger boy to be together, and for this boy to be talking about how he cared for them. They thought that was too weird, so then they made her into a girl, which is just again this we don't sense in America, I like to believe. But that was the reason for it. And so it made me actually think of this idea of how sometimes even with cultural things, we kind of put our different slants onto things because, here in this country, they did it because they felt it would be easier to explain things if he was a boy and she was girl.
Sailor Moon.
A boy and a boy. And then they kind of ran into that same issue with Soul Eater, where it just became, easier to just give them a gender than to have to try to do the they or them or that throughout the whole, doing that throughout the entire show. So I think that's really, I thought she brought up a really interesting perspective of how culturally that a lot of times will impact people. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that was definitely good first choice right out the gate. Surprised me, didn't see it coming. Thought it was informative. I give it the 2 thumbs up. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Kind of tempted me to watch Soul Eater.
Naja.
Fine, geez. I'm the host here. It's on my time. If I want to take my sweet time, I will. Okay.
We're taking
Next up is Rye with her post.
It's an R. I'm trying to make an R. It's not working. It's an R.
She wrote about Yuri. I've never really gotten into Yuri, and it's not for the reasons you guys may think. I've actually tried to give Yuri a try. That's so redundant. But I've actually attempted to look at some Yuri before, and every single title that I would pick up always had a tragic end, and it just pissed me off. It's like, why can't they be happy? Why do they have to be miserable? And I noticed the same thing with older yaoi too. They always end in tragedy. Either the characters die, someone has an illness, they break up, or some random thing happens, but they always seem to end in tragedy. So I've kind of been a bit hesitant to get back into the genre because I fear that it's more the same. If it's changed, please suggest some titles for me. I'm definitely open to giving it a try. So, throw that my way. But I really like Rye's post. Like Aria's post, she's always very detailed. There's a lot of research that goes into them. They're very informative posts. She doesn't just describe an anime or a manga. She doesn't just talk about the topic. She actually attempts to teach you something. She attempts to kind of educate you on whatever topic she picked. And this time around, she looked at something similar to what Aria and I forgot your name for a second, Kat. I'm sorry. And Kat looked at. And Kat it's literally right in front of me. I was like, what's her name? But and Kat talked about in their post, but instead of looking at it from a yaoi perspective, she looked at it through Yuri. And I really like this extra insight because it's something that we don't necessarily talk about. Yaoi always gets a lot of play. We talk about fan service, we talk about ecchi, we talk about hentai, but no one actually really goes in depth about Yuri. Not anywhere that I've seen it. There are circles that talk about Yuri. Link me, let me know. But I really appreciated this extra insight because she talked about how the Japanese view lesbian relationships and then the problems with it, the issues that arise and how it's portrayed in the media. Then she looked at the different stereotypes, negative, positive. It was just a well-rounded post and freaking fantastic. I don't want to dig myself a bigger hole, so let's see. Kat or Lita? Kat, you're next.
Check out my cross. I gave you away. No, I'm just kidding.
You seem busy.
Well, I will admit, I was kind of talking about this earlier in chat, and I believe, I think it was earlier in chat that I'm not super familiar with the Yuri genre. But the shows that she mentioned definitely make me want to check it out more. I actually kind of ran into the same problem as Naja did, is that I have tried it out before, and they're always so, all the ones I read were, so sad, and I was like I said before, I'm a romantic, so I'm like, why can't they just be together? Tears,
yes,
crying,
yes, thank you.
Like, I just, like, why is everything, and that's why I can't read, like, old, same thing with, like old yaoi. Like, I have to taper it. Like, I'll go read an old yaoi, because every once in a while, you know, you just want, like, a good cry. And then I'm like, and then I have to come back to new stuff, because I'm like, I need to see people just end up together happily. Like, is it too much to ask in this world that two people who love each other don't have to die or be separated by marriage or any of these things? Like, can't they just be together? So,
Yes.
so that's kind of why I've always kind of like stayed clear. But I like to post a lot, because I mentioned in mine how I wasn't sure, like, I didn't know if the problems that I was talking about was just like a yaoi thing, or if yuri sometimes fell into that same category. So being able to read such an informative post and learn more about yuri was really helpful on my end, just to kind of know, like, what are the kind of like pros and cons, and like the negative and positive things that they're kind of dealing with in the genre. So I thought that was really, really cool. And like Naja mentioned, and she always does a really well thought out post. So this one was no different, which was awesome. So that's what I thought of that. Yay, post. Hoot, hoot, as the owl say.
They're not very good hoots, by the way.
I need to practice.
You do.
Next stream I'll be like expert hooter. I'll just get a picture of a Bokuto or like record him hooting and just like play that over and over again.
Just so you know, Zoe made it to the stream. So say hello.
Woohoo! Welcome.
Zoe! We nearly made her cry. Apparently.
Aww. Tears of, you know, pain and sadness, or like tears of joy?
Yeah, you know. It was tears of, you know, just it's not our intention to make people cry.
It's not your intention.
Excuse me.
I am an angel. I'm a saint.
Naja ain't no saint, let me tell you that. Alright, so I swear Rai keeps trying to make her way to the top of favorites for me. God damn it, she was my favorite post last month, but there was somebody else that beat her to the punch. There was, and we haven't discussed them yet. Rai, no guessing yet. Rai, I can say my own post. No, it wasn't really.
I was thinking that.
No, Rai. Oh, Rai's post, oh my God, again, she just knows how to break it down for you. It's informative. Oh, I just love everything she writes, basically. I'm not afraid to say that. I knew, again, Rai was going to cover Yuri. I was really tempted to cover it myself, but I thought, you know what, no, I'll just leave it to somebody that knows it best. And I know Rai really relates with this this topic as well. She does, as from a personal perspective, she does. And again, she talks about what Remy has talked about, and Kat and Ari, that of how lesbian relationships are perceived in Japan they are, and that women in Japan should only, you know, be married and have children, take care and raise their family. That is the normal society beliefs for Japan culture. And her post honestly made me go read more about it, honestly. And I love how she goes into now detail talking about some of the upcoming Yuri animes. We have 2 Yuri animes that were going to come out. One is just started airing in summer season, which is Netsuzo Trap, if I'm saying that right. I actually have seen, it's on Crunchyroll, surprisingly. A Yuri that is on Crunchyroll, that surprised me. I've actually seen the first episode, and it's not what I thought it was going to be like. It actually kind of surprised me. And if you guys like Yuri and you like that sort of thing, you should definitely go watch it. It is an anime short. It is only like 10 minutes long. It's not that long at all. It's going to be a short series. And there's also another Yuri anime I'm excited for, which is Citrus. Citrus is a Yuri manga that I've wanted to read for a long time, and then it got saying it was going to get 8 anime adaptations. So that was really, really exciting. And I just liked also how she talked about the different mangas that she really loves. Most of the ones Rai brought up are ones that I really want to read myself. One of them she talked about was like Bloom Into You, and each one that she talked about is that each one or each of the mangas that she talked about, each of the girls' relationships being involved in that, is that there's always this kind of pressure, this unnecessary pressure like put on the girls. You know, they may be like interested in a they might be dating someone, dating a boy or whatever, and there's like this unnecessary, like, it seems like the writers of that put this unnecessary pressure into the story, and that that they have to I'm mixing up what I'm saying, and basically that the girls can be like in love with each other in these mangas that she talks about, and then there's this pressure through that, you know, they maybe have to marry like they might have to marry a guy, they've got an arranged marriage, and then nothing happens with these girls. Their relationship doesn't go any further, they end up going their separate ways, and that is something I've noticed in yuri manga. And I like that she brought that up. I've read a couple of yuri manga, and this is exactly what happens. Nothing happens with the relationships. They don't go where. There's no it'd be nice if there was, you know, a few, you know, yuri mangas that actually validated, or that was actually some validation in that, you know, it's not, it'd be nice if there was there's none of this, you know, being betrothed, or they have to marry someone, or they're with a guy and then their relationship these girls are feeling doesn't pursue, and you don't get to see that, which is sad, really. And I wish there was more like that. And also Rai emphasizes with Citrus and Netsuzo's Trap anime adaptations, it is a huge step. And even though they can be a little bit ecchi, it's a huge step for Yuri, because I don't remember the last time I heard Yuri get a gay anime adaptation, let alone. So it's a big deal. It is. So, and I just loved Rai's post. It was such a good read, and I'm saying that it nearly made it this to my favorites, Rai, and for that I'm going to give you one of my favorite tarts of all time, which is, I know I said lemon meringue pie before. There is actually a lemon meringue tart. There is a difference between the two, so I'm giving you my lemon meringue tart. I'm sorry, that totally, I talked for a lot then. So sorry if I bored everybody.
I feel cheap.
I don't know, sorry, I just Rai's post, it just makes you, I don't know, she just makes me feel empowered, or just makes you feel passionate when I start talking about her posts. You gotta stop doing that, Rai. You gotta stop doing that. No, I don't really mean that. You can keep doing that, but seriously, if you love Yuri, go read her post. Seriously, do it. Otherwise, you just get a cream pie in your faces.
Lita, we discussed this in the last tour. We are not using the word cream pie to describe anything.
Why? Cream pie is great. It's great. Okay. All right. Okay.
Dying. So funny to me.
I am like totally lost right now.
I would say Google it, but don't. It's not worth it.
Don't Google image it. It's an American colloquialism.
Don't Google.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Don't.
Just, you might, is this going into like sexual terms?
So the next post is.
Oh, okay. But maybe tell me later then. Just tell me later.
The next post is Lita.
Oh my god. You're still laughing about it. You better not stay on the stream. We don't want to get sexual for the stream, okay? We don't want that, right?
Never.
Right.
Just so
Who's
we
next? I totally missed who's up next.
You, silly.
Oh yes. Me. Sorry.
You.
Okay. Right. So I'll be honest. So my post, I know is definitely different from everybody else's. I don't talk about a specific genre or anything. I'll be honest. This month's topic was I honestly wasn't going to do, because I didn't. Yeah, I'm being totally honest here. I wasn't going to do it because it's not my strong suit, this topic. And a lot of people can get into real detail about talking about this topic, and I get confused when we start talking about there's different people that, but I heard like asexual, being an asexual was a thing. Like asexual, I've never heard of asexual. So in my topic, I called it defining your own identity. And that's what I feel it's all about when it comes to in the LGBT well, spectrum, call it. Well, I'm gonna call it spectrum. Or there's different to do with sexual orientation. I feel I just wanted to talk about that everybody deals with their own identity. When I say they deal with their own identity, I went into detail talking about the people that believe it's the norm for people to be straight. That is just so not the case these days. It is not the case. And that is something I've always believed in. And there's a post that I linked into my own post, which is by a blogger named Matt. And he covers some other sexual orientations that people may not be aware of or don't really understand. So you should go read that if you haven't. But people who are dealing with whatever it is, whatever sexual orientation they believe to be, there is a lot of people, even though in my life that I've known, that have had a hard time coming out with, you know, being comfortable in their own skin. And sometimes people need that push. They need that support. They do. And I use a character from a 90s anime that I love, is Fushi Yugi, and there's a character in there named Noriko. And Noriko has her reasons for cross-dressing like a woman. He's really a guy. And it's not for like he's like gay or anything. It's for a very personal reason. It's probably for spoilers, is probably, but if I don't reveal it, then you won't understand. So Noriko ends up dressing like a woman because he feels that is the life of what his sister has passed away now. Are you covering your ears, Naja?
I've read it. Just being
silly. Oh, you've read it. Yeah, you've read it. But yeah, so Noriko's sister dies in an unfortunate accident, and then to deal with the grief, because Noriko couldn't get past it, he decides to dress like his sister, Corin, and tries to live the life that she would have wanted. And then it's not until Noriko meets Miyaka and the other Suzaku 7 warriors that he realizes that he doesn't have to live that life. He can be who he wants to be. And it's not until he finally goes back to being Noriko. And sort of a sign of that is when Noriko cuts off his long hair. And you can see then that he's really a guy, honestly. People can, what are you going, huh? For? Oh, you can give your opinion in, what's that?
That scene was awesome.
Yeah, I know that scene was awesome. And
I was agreeing.
Sorry, I'll try to get to the end point. And the reason I use Noriko as an example is that that there is a bigger picture. There is a bigger picture with people who maybe, you know, trying to figure out their identity, or they want to feel comfortable with who they are and their own skin. That there may be a bigger picture. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know. And it could be something to do with that, you know, somebody just dealing with a lost loved one's death or anything. There is a saying that Noriko says in the anime, which is, because if you live your life worrying over losing what you have, then you've already lost it. You can't be happy when you're worrying like that. You can't love to the fullest if you're guarding yourself either. So you have to just be strong, love as much as you can, and hope that when the day comes that you lose something, you're strong enough to get through it. I just love that quote so much. It's one of my favorite quotes. And just how I wanted to conclude my post was that support is that's why support is so vital in this, you know, within the LGBT spectrum. That's why it's really important. And that, you know what, people out there, there are people, those who will not understand. They will not understand your reasoning or anything. And that it's okay if they don't understand, but at the same time, it's important to at least have some respect and in some understanding in that respect. This is how the person is chosen to live their life. This is their life choice. And I also mentioned one of the things in Australia right now, it is so big still, trying to legalize marriage here. It's still not been legalized here. It hasn't. And the argument for it is getting worse over here. And I just think, oh God, just give it to them. Just legalize marriage. You know, I don't see the issue. Just do it. So, you know, at the end of the day, that's what my post was about. I didn't know what else to talk about. So in the end, I ended up going with identity. And that's what really is involved in this also topic, is people's sexual orientation and identity, and that they should be happy with it. And sometimes people need that push.
I like it.
Oh, wait, you're all smiling. I'm not even looking at the chat. I wasn't even looking at the chat. Okay.
I was talking about you. I liked your post. I thought it was like, even though you said you weren't sure what to do, I thought it was really, really well. A really well written post. And I thought it was like a cool, like, I like the concepts you brought up, just like the idea of, you know, and we all kind of take some. Like, I feel like no matter what, you could, like, I haven't read that manga before, but I feel like I could already relate to it. Just like this idea of how, like, you know, trying to figure out who you are. I feel like we all go through that aspect in, like, our own different ways. So I feel like that's a topic we can all relate to. And I think that connects us and can sometimes create, like, empathy and remind us, kind of like how your post was saying. Like, we're all kind of going through that. So, like you said, with Australia, like, just give it to them, because we're all going, like, everybody wants to, like, you know, everyone's just trying to find someone to spend their life with and love them and call it a day. So just, like, just let them be, kind of a thing. So I can definitely agree with that. For sure.
Kat,
I think that's something
you are excused from the chat. You're excused from the live stream to go watch or read Fujisi Yuji immediately.
Just to go.
You are not allowed to talk until you watch your reading.
I need to go read stuff. I'm out. I close this down.
You are banned until you finish. If I heard you correctly, I have issue with that. I have the volume here. I can send you the first about 4 or 5. But Lita, I absolutely, positively adored your post. It was fantastic. I don't have favorites, because you know that's rude. But I absolutely loved your post. It was fantastic. I really like the idea. Like I said, with my post and other posts before this one, why do there need to be labels? Let people be who they want to be. That's kind of what our message is with OWLS, free to be me. You should be free to express yourself in whatever way, shape, or form you feel comfortable with. So what you identify as or how you define yourself is something that you have to decide, something that you claim, that you come to terms with, and people should be a bit more accepting of it. I really love that you talked about Fuji's Noriko, because I can't pronounce the name of that.
Fushigi Yugi.
There we go. She said it for me. I'll just pause and say it and just fill in the blank. But I love that you brought that up, because I actually forgot about that character. I really did, because he didn't win. Tom Holland did. Sorry, I spoiled it for you guys.
Yeah. I've seen the show twice. I didn't think I'd become a fan. I've got my review. I've got my review to do.
But
for it.
I kind of once it was apparent he wasn't gonna win, I just kind of like put him in a box. But I really like that you brought him up. Yeah, him up again. I had to think of the term that he used for himself.
I know.
I had to think about it first for a minute, but I'm glad that you brought him up, because when I first read this, I think I was still in high school, maybe. I was late to the game. But I was still in high school, and I'm from the South. I'm from Georgia. And hey, I live in DC now, but I'm from Georgia. But it's not a topic that's really spoken about. It's not something that's really accepted down there. Not at the time. It was something that was just kind of mum's the word. Anything that wasn't of the norm was shunned or ridiculed. So this is kind of my first experience with someone identifying as something other than their physical appearance. Are you yawning? Am I boring you, Kat? Am I boring?
No, I'm sorry. I'm telling you, I literally sleep 16 hours a day now. I go to bed at like 6.
But yeah, it was my first real experience with it, and I really appreciate. I want to move to the West Coast too, but unfortunately my money's tight. But I really appreciated you bringing that up, because it made me go back and pick up the volumes I do have to kind of get more of a feel of the character, because I kind of neglected him back then. So yeah, awesome post, Lita. Awesome. You did awesome.
Yay! I can't give myself a tart, so I won't. It's fine.
I will give you a tart. You will get a apple tart.
Yay! I get an apple tart. Oh,
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, my money's
Right?
tight.
That's why I got like an owl. I did it.
Also, side note, I have an arm done.
Yay! She's been crocheting this whole time. Multitasking. Okay. Who's next? Who's next?
Oh. The next person is. Okay, this one's confusing. Okay. So we have Crimson with her post. But I gotta change the link because you guys linked to something else other than her post.
Don't look at me. I did nothing. I did nothing. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that is wrong.
Yeah, I caught that earlier. I was like, I gotta change that. And I forgot.
No. Who did that?
But her link is at the bottom of that post, so, you know, it's kind of still there in spirit. This post was a little different from the other ones. It wasn't an OWLS post per se. It was more of a personal, just kind of, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm tired and the words aren't coming to me. But it's kind of a personal story.
Not allowed to be tired. Carry on. Carry on, soldier.
Hey, it's late. Okay, it's past my bedtime.
Oh no.
Okay, you know what? Story time for me. I have had friends from out of town visiting me for the past 2 weeks. And literally everything I had planned to do, reading posts, writing posts for my blog, finishing articles for Manga Tokyo, crocheting, everything gone.
Going out of the water, people.
Out the window. I've got a couple of game reviews that I've been sitting on. Devs have been like,
Hey, you've got Sunday. You have Sunday, Naja. Sundays are coming.
No, I don't. I'm going to sleep on Sunday. That's a good idea. Like every Sunday. I keep meaning to write something on Sunday. I'm talking about tomorrow.
Actually, no, I'm talking about tomorrow.
This is what I'm doing on Sunday. I'm going to be finishing this stupid doll.
The stupid doll. You'll multitask. You
know how hard it is to make these things? Are tiny. They're like this big. Size of my hand.
I don't know. You have to teach me sometime on Sunday. You'll have to teach me.
You'll have to watch me do it because I can't write.
You should stream. You should stream me doing crocheting and we can talk about haiku.
It's a lot of. Okay, the Cliff Notes version of what it is. It's a lot of swearing and me stabbing myself with my needle. That's what it is. It's a lot of that. This isn't working. Hell, damn it.
Right. Okay. Back to Crimson's post.
But this was really more of a personal post. She discussed her mother's surgery and how it affected her family, and how everyone had to take up different roles to kind of fill in for that space that was missing, kind of step up and fill in, and that more so she more looked at the literal team aspect of it, how everyone had to shift to kind of accommodate for that missing piece, and how that change affected everyone and not just her mother. So it was really, it was a really great post. Awesome. Like I said, it wasn't really an official post, technically. But yeah, I love personal posts. I love when you guys share your secrets with me because they're awesome, and I get a good feel of who you are as people. And this post definitely did that. It was awesome. So if she's still in the chat, because I know she was here earlier, you did awesome.
I think she's been here from the start, by the way.
She hasn't been saying anything. I think she might have dipped out. Oh wait, no, there she is.
Oh, she didn't. No, she's definitely here.
Crim, hoot if you're there, Crimson. Hoot. But yeah, awesome post. Loved it. It's fantastic. You did
All
great.
right. I feel like this was Crim's like rap star moment because she was like, it's the unofficial official post.
And it was awesome.
It was her mic drop star moment. I did really like it. I always like a nice personal post, and like kind of like how you said. I mean, she took it from a very literal way. Just talking about like team and what that means, and you know how your family can be a team, and how you like in times of times where things might change or be different or be kind of hard, how you have to just really just pull together and figure things out, which is what her family had to do. They pulled together and figured it out, which is awesome, and which is what it should be. So I dug it. I liked it. Cue the Obama mic drop. Ow hoot.
Yes. She hooted.
Yeah, she like hoot.
Win right there. That is a win for Owls.
I need to like do a video of us hooting. Like, come join us at Owls. We'll hoot you.
An owl hoot.
Like an Avengers thing. Owls assemble, and then everyone has to hoot.
I don't know. I don't think that I could hoot yet. Okay. Crimson hours on the table. Crimmy. I don't care if let's not say her post was unofficial. I don't give a rat's ass. It was official to me. It was official.
Breaking the rules.
No, she's not
breaking them.
Official. She's on our roundup schedule thing, so it's official, people.
Yes.
I thought honestly Crimson was going to talk about yaoi, so this was a surprise to me of her talking about the last 2 weeks. I know things have been hard for you lately, Crimson. And your post took me back to a time of exactly how I know it feels. Basically, it did. It took me back to the time of when my mum went through surgery myself. I won't go into too many details, though I might end up crying, honestly. But it was a very tough time. I had just finished. I was in my last year of high school, and I also was just learnt to drive. And my dad was working a lot, and my sister was still going to school. So it was a time of going back and forth to the hospital a lot, and it never ended even after that. And that's, I feel like, it's natural in those times of crisis like that, you come together. And that is why I truly loved Crimson's post a lot, and that I can so relate to what exactly you're still going through right now. So it was great that, you just brought a different meaning to the word of team. Instead of team is in a competition or a sport, team is in family. So I'm glad that you covered that. And for that reason, you get my ultimate favorite tart, which is mince. Now it's called mince pie. Traditionally you have it around Christmas time. Everyone's still like, what the hell is a friggin' mince pie? I'm like, mince pie is a UK tradition. It's like spiced fruit inside of a pie, but it's classed as a tart. It's really weird. People class it as a tart. So that is what I religiously have always had around Christmas time, even now. So you get my mince pie. It's not a pie, it's a tart. It's a tart, technically.
Mince.
Yes, I will link you to a photo of it later so you can see it. But it's like I don't know, people. It's literally spiced fruit. When you look inside of it, it looks like it's Nutella. Honestly, it looks like it's Nutella. But that's what I have to say. So mince pie.
I don't even like fruit, and you've piqued my interest.
Yeah, it's really spiced fruit. It's spiced fruit that's like been left simmered for hours on end, and the taste in it is absolutely amazing. It's like currants, like dates and raisins and sultanas and some other like dried fruits and that. Oh my god. And it's cinnamon is in it, mixed in with it as well. It is so beyond good. It's so great with a scoop of ice cream and it's piping hot.
We've done discussed this before. You are not to tempt me with foods I can't have. This is like that bubblegum popcorn and then that thing with the chocolate thing. That chocolate
thing. What was the chocolate thing?
Blob-looking thing that you told me about. You can't do that to me. These are foods I can't just go out and get.
I will link you to a photo and stuff, I promise.
I want some bubblegum popcorn and a mince pie. They're gonna be like, what the hell are you asking for? Go away.
I'm so sorry I keep mentioning foods that you cannot easily access.
I know. You keep telling me this, and I'm just like, thanks, Lita. Got me craving food.
You're welcome.
Be pregnant and get a craving for something you've never even had before and can't get. That's the ultimate.
Yes. It's like I didn't even know what it is, but I want it.
And there's something I wanted to mention to you as well. There's actually a place near my work. It's called a Liver Little Gelati, and it is a dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan-free dessert bar. And they have these gigantic cookie vegan sandwich things. And I am dying to try one.
You're cutting you off. You're not talking anymore. You have been vetoed. You have been vetoed. Done speaking.
They're like these cookie ice cream sandwiches, and they're filled with this really nice vanilla-free frosting in the middle. It just looks like
pregnant, and you're tempting her with food she can't eat.
I need it so badly. This baby's hungry.
Horrible. You see what you've done? Now you have to mail her one. Oh, and for the folks in the chat that are confused about the bubblegum popcorn, you should check was it the April blog tour?
I don't remember. Maybe it was the May one. We didn't.
It might have been February or March.
We didn't.
But check out the earlier live streams we did.
Okay, I'll give people
something about it.
I'll give people a basic rundown.
Bubblegum.
When I used to go to the cinema a lot in the UK, when I used to live in the UK, you had different selections of popcorn. There was caramel popcorn, the typical salt, there was sugar popcorn, and there was the rare time of getting a bubblegum popcorn. It's basically tastes like bubblegum. It's like blue and pink, and you can even Google it and it'll come up with it, and you can actually buy it on Amazon, I believe. So if no one's ever heard, that is where the idea of bubblegum popcorn has come from. So I've been forgetting to actually want to purchase an order for myself, but I've not had it in years. I've not had it in years.
And then you eat it in front of me.
Oh yeah, I'll eat it in front of you next stream. Oh wait, Kat. Crimson doesn't know you're pregnant.
You know I was pregnant.
I don't think she knew you were pregnant.
Remember, you made the announcement like a little while ago.
She was added that she wasn't around at the time. Yeah, she's pregnant.
I told the OWLS bloggers like really early because I've been like in the world because I just sleep and eat. That's literally my life. I'm making a special exception for this live stream right now. But yeah, no, Crim, pregnant.
Like 10 weeks now, right?
Yep. Actually, it'll be 11 weeks.
Instagram told me.
I cut it really close.
Yay! Congrats to our kitty cat.
It's awesome.
All right, Naja, let's continue. Are we on the last post?
Cough. Coughy cough. I'm sorry, my computer is taking a sweet time. The last post comes from Stephanie.
Stephanie from Anime Girls New York.
Hey, this is my job. I got it.
Sorry, I really wanted to say the New York bit, okay? I want to say the New York. No, I'm not even privileged for that.
It's the last one. You told me to host. You know how I feel about hosting. Stole my thunder. This is the last one. This is my last chance to just be like, boom. So, I have actually never heard of this anime in my entire life. Not once.
I have.
Just gonna look at the camera and looking at you, Lita, like, really, Lita? I've never heard of this in my life. So, this was a new experience, definitely. But what really struck me about this post, what I really loved, was that Stephanie shared her own story about being I don't want to be rude or say wrong terms, identifying as a lesbian, and how that kind of shaped her life and how the people in her life reacted to that and how they relate to that experience. And I really love that story. I learned a lot about you. What you pointing at? Stop it. I really love that. I did not know that. So I really, really appreciate. What? No, Krim, come back. Don't run away. But I really, really love that she shared her own story, because I've said this on multiple occasions. I said this back when we did the Colors blog tour and the blog tour before this one, Strength. We as individuals have to tell our own stories. A lot of times we get narratives secondhand from other people who either collect the stories from people that they know, or you have people coming up with information that they aren't privy to. So to have someone share their own personal story about being a part of the LGBTQ community and how that affected them in their life and how that resonates with them was awesome, because that's not an experience I've had. So I really got some great insight on not only just Stephanie, but just her take on the community, and I really appreciated that. That was the most awesome part of the post. And she tends to do that a lot. That's why I like her posts. What she does is she usually starts off with a personal tidbit, a story, or something personal that has to do with her, and then she segues into the actual discussion or analysis of the anime that she chooses. So, fan-frickin-tastic post. Like, awesome. Loved it. Perfect. And it was short and sweet.
Yeah, of course she mentioned
that in there for extra money. You okay there? You need some of that water?
I'm good. I'm good. No, I got no water near me. No.
She's got a whole beer mug full of water.
No, don't look. My fish, my tea, friggin'. She's got a whole load of water. I did not realize that.
She's drinking from this flagon for the entire stream. She's
that's probably about the size of my water bottle that I've got.
Sips tea.
Water. Very.
No, it's good. Water is good for you people. And if you don't drink enough water, you need to drink water. Tip.
I'm going to drink a Coke.
In your water. Put a lemon in your water. Tastes better.
I'm going to get a Coke.
Everybody owns some sort of a stein. It's like the rule. If you move across the border into Wisconsin, you gotta have something like that. It's like the rule of the state.
I need a giant mug.
When you apply for
now she's gonna have a Coke. Maybe I'll have Coke tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely get a Coke after
this. I think I'll have Coke tonight. You're making me want Coke. I'll tweet you and I'll be like, Naja made me have Coke.
I had one earlier and they have names on them. I got William. I'm just like, why can't I get my own name? What's wrong with you giving me a nice extra name, By
the way, Mira Purple says, The message is contradicting the drinking from a beer mug, though.
That's the only way to drink water.
Clear. It looks like clear water tequila does. She's really... No, it's very bad. She's pregnant, people. Hello. Wake up. Okay.
That means nothing to some people.
All right.
I don't know. It looks like the type to drink some clear alcohol from a mug during a live stream.
Naja. Naja.
Oh.
Josh.
Yes,
right,
ma'am. I said it 5 times. I'll say it again for the 100th time. Steph from Anime Girls New York.
No, my fault.
Would you like me to retell you guys what I thought about her post? I was passing it off the cat.
Oh, okay, so it is my turn. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here for the party. No, just kidding.
I don't know.
That's why I'm here every week.
Like, what are you drinking out of?
Oh. No, I did. I love the post. This is probably another one that really rocked it. One, again, we've talked about this before. I love a bit of a personal post. But 2, I thought it was cool to hear like it's cool when you find a show that really seems to like relate to your life. So I thought it was cool that she had found a show like that. And I thought it was cool to see she was such like I think it was awesome. She was such a BA in high school, like going around like, you messing with my friend, like I will definitely take you out. And I was like, oh, we didn't have a friend like you in high school. That's awesome. So I thought thought it was really cool that she related to the 2, and then also kind of talked about how, unfortunately, if you're going against what at the time was considered the social norm, you can get this backlash from it, and like it's sad, but unfortunately it's a fact that it is. And that's why I think, someone in chat, I can't remember who it was, but I talked about changing mindsets, in like different cultures and things like that, and how it is difficult, and how it's hard for people to kind of like step up and with her friend like coming out and coming out to her parents, how that's hard to do that sometimes because you get this backlash. So to be that person who's going to come forward and say like, hey, this is who I am, and realizing that you can, face backlash from people is really like a hard decision to make. But I thought it was cool that they were able to, and I thought it was cool that she was able to relate to a show so thoroughly. So I was like, awesome, and I will give that an OWLS. Because it was Lita's turn.
Yeah, Lita. Last opinion of the night. It's an honor, man.
Yeah, you always give the honor to me.
I love hearing your voice.
No, my voice is annoying. I just talk like this. Oh no, sorry. We're gonna talk about Naja's husband though. Oh, he's so lame.
Alright. Roll those sleeves. You fight words, man. You trying to fight with me? I have scissors. I don't know where they went. Alright. I got you, man.
Hey. Let's take this to the next stream we're gonna have. Not OWLS. We're gonna have a Haikyuu fangoing bonanza party is what we're gonna have. It's gonna be over on my channel though. We'll let you guys know when we're gonna have that. Unfortunately, we can't do that here. We have to be very serious.
Damn,
not really all serious.
I got some words for you, man. Some words.
Okay, everybody knows I'm crazy here. Okay,
I'm crazy about Tsukishima because it's freaking awesome. I'll make you get my plushie, man. He'll give you that dead-eyed stare. He'll make me get it.
That weird bear thing.
Oh no, not Kuma. Kuma's chilling.
It's been staring at me the whole time from the corner, from the shadow. It's so freaking weird. I'm sorry.
Kuma is adorable. Okay, this is the cutest bear you've ever seen in your whole life.
It's just so freaking funny.
Face of an angel.
Right.
It was so soft.
Rounding up our June tour post. I loved Stephanie's post. Was actually, I know everyone keeps saying we don't like picking favorites and stuff. It's not like favorites of everyone. It's just, you know, it seems a post that just kind of jumps out. And I loved everybody's this month. Everybody did like amazingly. That's why I'm assigning you all tarts. Nobody else on the Twitter blog sphere gets a tart. I'd be giving out 1 million on Jesus Christ. Steph's post I absolutely loved. Steph's was my favorite of this month. I felt like I got to know Steph like I did in like I did in Remy, sorry. But Steph's I really, really enjoyed, and I've heard of the anime she talks about, Riddle Story of Devil. It's about a group, 2 girls at a assassination academy, or it's a private boarding school, and one of them is a target, Haru, who ends up being the target of about 13 assassins. And one of those assassins ends up falling in love with her. And the way she described the first half of the post about this series has really convinced me to watch it now. I only knew a little bit about it from a fellow friend, and now it just sounds like it just sounds like a really good story. And the way Steph described it, the best thing I loved about Steph's post was that how she described that this story felt like it was about her life. It was like this anime was like made for her. And she definitely brought out that reasoning that, you know, I actually didn't know Steph was identified with identified with like being a lesbian. I didn't know that about her. And that's why I felt like I got to know her a bit in this post. And she really goes deep in that she ended up being in a relationship with someone, and that even now that they're still really close friends, and that she felt like she could be that open. And I know that's why she probably really enjoys being a part of OWLS, that she gets to talk about that side of her, that part of ourselves. And for that reason, that's why her post was my favorite. I thought it's actually my favorite post by her so far. So well done, Steph. You get my second favorite tart, which is a strawberry cheesecake tart. There is such thing, people, a strawberry cheesecake tart. I know Crimson loves her strawberry cheesecake. So you get a strawberry cheesecake. Oh yeah! I need to come up. I wish we had like anime background music. I wish Yuri on Ice was playing right now. Honestly, it would be the fittingest thing ever.
I can do it.
What do you? Hold up. What's that?
I can make Yuri on Ice play. Don't do that. Don't make it start. Don't tempt me.
Can you? Well, what if I can? What if I can, bro?
Oh, I can. You just gotta give me a second.
Really?
Figures its life out.
Hang on, baby. Let's see if it'll work for me.
I'm trying to think.
Can everybody hear that? Can everybody hear it? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Lita, you are awesome.
Hear it? I've got it like really loud. It's like.
You did it.
I feel like you've been listening to that the whole chat.
Can you guys hear Yuri on Ice? I'm sorry, I love this song to death. Wait for the chorus. I promise I will turn it off after.
Oh, dear.
This is so
We're gonna get hit with like.
fun.
I feel like they're gonna come after us. You're playing Yuri on Ice.
It's like,
YouTube code of conduct.
The sound was removed from a portion of this video because it was playing copyrighted material.
Copyright.
Oh my gosh, you came after us. We are gonna be done. Be like, this was the last OWLS live stream, guys. Sorry.
Okay.
Yuri got us banned from YouTube.
3 strikes, so this was a strike 1.
We lost viewers because we played
Well,
Yuri and I.
you can read that book if you like. Hey. I don't use this account for anything other than OWL sanctioned material. So, I don't know about what you guys do with it, but I definitely don't touch this account. Or the odd chance I'm logged on to the Google account and I forget. So if y'all see like a whole lot of Hamilton one day, yeah, that was me. My bad. Happened to be looking up Hamilton stuff and was on the OWLS account. Oops.
Naja, going away to Yuri and Ice. Did everybody else hear Yuri and Ice? Did you guys hear Yuri and Ice? Who cares? We're not going to get a copyright strike for a stream. I've never heard of that. Somebody getting a copyright strike for a stream. That's just for videos. It's just for videos.
It'll be a video one day.
Hey, it can be clickbait. It'd be like, hey, Yuri on Ice song is playing in the stream. Come watch it.
That should be the thumbnail. That should be the thumbnail this month.
Yes.
Yuri on Ice.
No, that's bad. That's bad clickbait. Oh no, that's.
I have 2 arms now. 2.
You got 2 arms. Woo! And everybody.
30 minutes
Naja,
to do.
Naja,
Huh?
are you going to conclude for us? Because I think we've talked.
We're done. Goodbye, everybody. Enjoy your evening and morning.
Oh, she's so shallow. How can she do that?
Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the OWLS blogger thingy. Take me a minute. Take me a little longer than it should.
Hello. Chop. Time's wasted.
Hey, my computer is running as fast as it can. I told you guys, duct tape and broken dreams. You know this. We've had this discussion on several occasions. My laptop is on its last legs. It's trying, okay? The fact that it's even working is a blessing.
Hey,
I pray to.
Seriously, like, as my sister.
They've seen me duct tape my computer before we start these streams. I legit pull out my duct tape and like start taping it, and they've all seen it.
Well, my sister had her old laptop and literally was hanging off the hinges. Literally.
Yep.
She just carried it around.
Mine is too, but the duct tape is keeping it together.
She didn't know a duct tape, so I know.
And then it fell off the little table earlier too. I'm just kind of like, Jesus, it tried to kill itself. But
give Naja a moment, everybody. Your time is precious. I know your time is very vital.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. I am so ready. I've been like ready for the past 5 minutes. I was waiting on you guys.
Right.
So, before we close everything out, we've already decided our blog tour. Well, it's July. We're in the middle of our July blog tour right now. So we're super late with this stream because we're awesome.
No, we have to plan it around life.
We haven't been busy, man. We have real life stuff to do.
True.
Well, I got no excuse. I had stuff to do. But for July, our blog tour is mirrors. Wish I had a mirror to show you guys. But it's mirrors.
How beautiful you all are.
What?
I need Coke.
But Lynn, our awesome chief creative officer, Lynn, or Lynn Sama, or whatever you guys are calling her nowadays.
Lynn Sama. She doesn't get that title yet. Not Lynn Sama.
So she's like Prince, the artist formerly known as Lynn Sama. Lynn.
She's Lynn, plain old Lynn.
One day she's just gonna be a symbol. It's gonna be like an L.
Symbol.
But she came up with our topic for this month, and it's freaking awesome. If you haven't already, definitely check out Shay's video, Aria's post. Matt also wrote a post, and Louie. All 3 of those folks have already written their posts. We're 4 bloggers in. But before I start pointing at people and things, I should actually tell you guys what the topic is. Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all? That's clever. I didn't read that the first time through. That's awesome, Lynn. I guess I missed that the first time. When we look in the mirror, what do we see? Do we see ourselves or someone we don't want to be? For this month's theme, we will be exploring some of our favorite anime and other pop culture media that redefine individual beauty, inside and out. Some topics we may explore are physical appearances, social expectations on gender, and the importance of self-confidence. So yeah. And you know what I'm writing about for this blog tour? Guesses. I want guesses.
What are we gonna guess? Oh, I don't know. It's definitely not Haikyuu.
How do you know that? It could be Haikyuu.
Is it Haikyuu though?
How could it be? No.
No, Haikyuu. I wrote Haikyuu twice.
I can relate Haikyuu. I'm like basically.
Yes, I was gonna do that. I was gonna write every blog tour to see Haikyuu.
I can relate every topic to Haikyuu.
This is revolutionary because y'all know I'm usually like 10 seasons behind with anime. So I actually decided to watch a recent anime. I got into My Hero Academia. So yeah, I'm all caught up and I'm mad that I gotta wait on episodes now.
Well, Kat, what are you talking about?
And I started watching Attack on Titan season 2. I know, it's freaking crazy. End of the world.
Behind.
But I'm writing about My Hero Academia.
Get ready for shocks with Attack on Titan 2.
That was legit the first thing.
Get ready for shocks.
If I knew any new anime, like, because I'm always seasons behind for like new anime. I always watch it later.
I'm
like,
always behind, but I was just like, let me watch this, and it was just
was the first one I've watched like in real time. And right now I'm watching Boruto in real time. Like I'm actually watching that as every episode comes out, and that's it. I can only handle watching. Well, and Haikyuu. If Haikyuu ever comes out, then I come out with that. But
season
Boruto,
4, man, we need season 4.
Yeah, that's seriously all I care about in life is season 4 of Haikyuu, and until that comes.
Oh no, I also care about Buff Bokuto. Like, have you seen him in the manga? He's like ripped.
Yeah, I did. I was
He is
like,
ripped. He's looking good. I'm like, damn. We got cheated, man. I feel like we got cheated out of this awesomeness.
We've lost them, unfortunately.
Oh, Linda, I will send you pictures if I have to. He is gorgeous. I was like, damn, he got like the arms, the biceps, man.
Getting it done. He's
awesome.
getting it done.
No, we haven't. You haven't lost us. But yeah, My Hero Academia. That's what I'm writing about. I don't know which character I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna actually. Actually, my post comes out in a week. My post is due. My post is due next week, and I have no idea who I'm writing about. But I'll figure it out. Somebody reminded me it was next week.
I know. Thank God for hate.
Like, ooh, true. Gotta write that post. But yeah, that's my topic. If you guys want to share yours, by all means. If not, keep it a secret. You know, we'll figure it out eventually.
Well, I'll go next. Blah, blah, blah. I am Kat. I am Kat from Grim Girl, and that's where I
never did that.
Check it out. We usually do that at the end.
Don't know, did we?
So that's my thing. My mirrors post is probably going to be because I still have some time and I like to do things last minute. But my initial feelings, and I haven't worked on this at all, and I will, full disclosure, work on this the night before. I already know that about my life right now. I will work on it the night before. And my post is going to actually be doing with, I kind of feel bad because I feel like we've touched on this, but anime that came to mind. So as of now, I'm going to do my post on Host Club.
Yes!
And yeah, so that is what I'm thinking now. So yes, wait for that. Wait, it will happen. It will happen at the very last second. Full disclosure.
I'm ready for it.
I'm not.
I didn't introduce myself. I never said my name.
You don't need to know who she is. She's just a Haikyuu fanatic.
No. I have an important role in OWLS. I'm very important. I I am the head of PR.
Head of PR.
Head of PR. I just kind of stand. I kind of sit here and funnel, delegate my duties to everyone else. When things break, I show up and fix them. When they break, I kind of look at them for 5 minutes and go, really? Hell, what are y'all doing? I looked away for 10 minutes. Going on. I also am usually the first point of contact when you apply as a new member, because, I'll be checking the email sometimes. Whatever. The spirit moves me. And I say, oh, you want to be hired? Oh, you want to join? Somebody wants to join OWLS? Is that what I see in the chat? Definitely hit us up on Twitter or check out our blog, OWLS Bloggers at wordpress.com. We'll put a link in the description. We have a lovely contacts page where you can fill it out. It'll go straight to our email, and I will respond. That's all you got to do. I will respond.
Yeah, she'll respond like 5,000 years later.
Hey, actually, I'm really quick about these responses. I'm really good at these responses. I'd be like, next day, like, damn.
This is what I learned. This is what we love to do here. Wind up Naja, wind up my goddess.
How you doing? You want to join OWLS? And I actually read your emails. Y'all send me some awesome emails sometimes. I do read them, just so you know. Every response is handcrafted by me, for the most part. And yeah, I'm all over the place, mostly in PR, but if something else needs to be done or something needs to be handled behind the scenes, I just make sure it happens. If you need to chat, if you want to discuss, no, you don't have to write a resume. This is not a job application. You gotta get if you want to reach me, if any of you guys want to reach me or talk to me at any point in time, please do not send me a message in the OWLS chat. I will not see it. I promise you, I will not see it. The best way to contact me, and this is something I will tell everyone, ask me a direct question. Please don't ask me a stupid question because I won't answer it. Or if you send me a question right now, I'll answer you in the chat. I'm in the live stream, and I won't tweet you back. But send me a direct question. I usually answer those a lot faster than I do comments and other things. It's the way it is. How things work. I'm doing a lot of things sometimes, and I don't have time to stop. So if you ask me a direct question, not some random question, but a real question, I'll answer you pretty quickly. Feel free to hit me up. I'll respond. I'm cool. I'm a nice person. Oh, my name. I'm Naja. On Twitter, I'm Beck Naja, but y'all seem to think my name is Beck, which it is, but it's not. And on WordPress, I'm Poke Ninja 90. I run the Otome Games blog. Nice job breaking it, hero. Not Bakfoon Typhoon, like some of you all seem to think. It is definitely nice job breaking it, hero. Don't let the URL fool you. Occasionally I write about anime sometimes. Maybe. Yeah, when life spirit moves. I also write for Manga Tokyo sometimes. When I submit. Cough. And I crochet. I make cute dolls.
That's just an extra fact, people. Really, she's just, a blogger. And that's it. Just a plain old blogger.
Buy my dolls, man. I crochet these dolls.
Hey, this is not self-promo time. This is not self-promo.
This is the last thing we do. We always self-promo at the end. This is definitely a self-promo moment.
No, I know. Oh, no. Do I?
Buy my dolls. They're cute. They're nice. They make great gifts for people. I also do baby blankets and hats. So,
Can you crochet pies? Can you crochet
pies? Yeah, cat. Baby blankets. But,
can you crochet a pie? Pie.
That's pretty. I'm just here. I'm also a huge fan of Tsukishima. If that didn't, hey, I got more blankets, man.
All we get to see is a leg. It's just a leg, people. That's a husbando, a leg.
But yeah, I got Tsukishima here.
Tsukishima. Ooh, okay.
But shorts. Oh yeah, those shorts, man.
I said you're wearing shorts.
Those shorts are awesome. But yeah, that's my spiel. Oh, definitely, yeah, Mel. Hit me up, man. Definitely commission me. Just nothing with anime here. But yeah, if you want to commission a doll or you have any questions, definitely just hit me up. I'm I'm a cool person. I respond. I say hey. I don't bite much. Unless you're a Megane. If you're a Megane character, if you wear glasses, you might not want to message me.
That's such a good, well done. That's such a good self-promo. You're going to get no one come to you.
Hey, I'm looking for a Megane guy, you know, spend some time with, wear glasses. Happen to be salty and, you know, blonde. Hit me up.
Play volleyball, maybe,
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah,
you know.
have some brother issues, you know, stuff.
Just usually run-of-the-mill stuff.
It's like a pickup
You know, got a freckled best friend, you know.
line. Oh, it keeps coming up.
Oh.
Come hit me up, fellas. Okay.
Yeah, just
No.
digits.
Okay,
But,
I'll give my spill then.
yeah.
I'll just keep my short and sweet, not so long-winded, like the previous person did.
Lita, it's your turn, sweet love.
Thug leader. No, people, I'm no thug, really. If you haven't watched the Reverse Talking variety show that I have on my channel, then that might explain the story of how this all came to be. So, honestly, most of you who are in the stream already know who the frig I am. You know,
I don't.
Okay, well, I'm known as Lita Kano, and I give out pies and tarts in this stream. That's all I do.
Sass. You give out sass. Don't forget the sass.
Apparently I got the sass factor. I am a person that does all the things. I run a blog. I'm a blogger. I'm a YouTuber. I currently upload, not weekly, but that's sliding sort of. I am known as a public officer for OWLS. I run the OWLS Twitter, make thumbnails, and all that jazz. And I do some things on the side, extra things on the side as well. So I have no life. I have no life when it comes to spare time with me on the computer. So that is my spiel. I don't really need to give a self-promo, honestly, not really. But yeah, everybody knows who I am, and I'm a complete Twitter junkie. Fun fact, I'm a complete Twitter. The first thing I look at when I wake up, and it's the last thing I look at when I go to bed. There you go.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And Naja, you can do our OWLS promo.
Owls. Oh yes, sorry. I was like, what?
I'm the weak one, and Naja's the tired one.
Owls. We are everywhere and nowhere. If you guys want to join Owls, we have a blog on WordPress. It's OWLS. That's OWLS. Bloggers. I'm not spelling that. .wordpress.com. You can find out our blog tour schedules, our blog tour roundups, any announcements or news that we post. You can also find out who our members are. There's a members list there with the links to our blogs, where to find us. There's also the most important part, this wonderful, lovely contact sheet. I wish I could like share screen so you guys could see it, but I'd probably break it. Just if you want to join us, if you want to be a part of OWLS, if you want to be a part of what we are, or if you just want to hit us up to do some kind of cross-promotional information or things like that, just to meet with us, discuss things, fill out the contact form. It will go directly to our OWLS email, which is owlsbloggers@gmail.com. Yes. And we will get to you as soon as humanly possible. We will contact you back. We'll let you know what our mission is, what we do, what's expected of you if you become an OWLS member, and you can join the team. It's pretty simple. We don't really have any requirements. However, we prefer that you at least write something anime, otaku related. It doesn't have to be on a consistent, everything that you write, but you do have to have some form of that. Don't come rolling up here with a business blog, nothing else. I mean, I appreciate your efforts. However, we do need to see some content, pop culture, things like that. Yes, write about those. Write about Galgans. They're awesome. We accept everyone just about. So just hit us up. We'll let you know the requirements and things like that. Usually if you email, it'll be me responding. So, you know, if you get a response from someone named Naja, that's me. But yeah, just hit us up there. We have the YouTube channel, which you're on right now, so I shouldn't have to tell you what that is, but OWLS Bloggers is pretty much the name of everything we have on our social media channels. We also run the Twitter account that is run by our lovely Lita. She is 24/7, awesome on the OWLS. What are you doing, Lita? Your screen is like lighting up. It's making me confused.
Sorry, continue.
But Lita is in charge of our Please Hire You. Fill out the contact form, and I'll definitely look at your spiel. Sell yourself to me. That's all I have to say. If you're applying to OWLS, sell yourself. Why should we bring you on? What makes you awesome? But she runs our Twitter account. She's the one who sends out all those awesome tweets about the different blog tour posts. She also covers. She does questions. Post a picture with the glass.
I basically do everything. I do all the things.
Yes, she's awesome with that.
People ask me how I do it. I don't know.
Magic. She does it with magic and rainbows. Sometimes I don't even know how she does it. I just know it gets done.
I run 3 Twitters just for the record. I run 3 Twitters.
And she's awesome at all 3. It's kind of funny because I'll see posts on her own Twitter, and I'll see one on the one that she does for her own live stream or her own podcast with
Shay.
Her own podcast, Cincy Girls. And then I see the OWLS Bloggers Twitter, and I'm just like, dude, how you pull that? I can't even manage to write a blog post on time, and you got 3 Twitters, videos on YouTube, and you got all these blog posts coming out. What are you doing? Can I hire you to write for me? I'll pay you rainbow.
I'm not writing for anyone else. I barely have time to
I pay you in rainbows and unicorns. But yeah, she runs our Twitter. From time to time I show up just to, throw my weight around, look like I'm important. But she's the face behind Twitter. She's awesome. We also have a Facebook page, which is run by Hazel. She's still here somewhere. I know she is. She does a fantastic job. She does different, it's the same as our Twitter, just a little bit different because we know we have more character count on Facebook. So she gets a bit more flexibility with the post, but she posts about the different blogger articles that come out. She posts some questions and content. She's really great about keeping up with that, and she keeps the thing running. And let's see, what am I missing? Oh, Facebook. It's at OWLS Bloggers, which is what we use for everything. I feel like I'm forgetting another social media thing we got. Somebody suggested an Instagram one, so it's not happening.
We haven't done that yet. That hasn't come out yet, right?
Instagram is not going to happen anytime soon. No one asked.
Yeah.
do not request it.
Oh, that's one thing, yeah.
I
don't know. Not with my computer right now.
Yeah. That's not gonna happen at this exact moment. Yeah. And every month we do our wrap-up live streams with myself, Kat, and Lita. No, we're not doing an Instagram. Good try.
We can't. We're too tired.
I have a hard enough time running my own Instagram, which I neglect on a regular basis. So, no. But if you have any ideas, want to join, just hit us up. Let us know. We're not doing a Reddit. No. No. Vetoed. Vetoed by the PR head immediately. Vetoed. But yeah, we're a pretty cool bunch. You can reach out to any of our members, which I'm going to run down really quickly before we close out because Lita's looking like Lita gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go now, really. So.
Aww. Well, if you want to know who's who, definitely check out our blog and check out our officers. Like I said, I'm PR head. We've got Kat, the president, and we've got Lita, who is one of my awesome PR minions. She's fantastic. And that's it.
Let's eat.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
I'm so sorry. I've really got to go now.
All right, Lita's leaving us. Oh, give me a gavel. I'll be like the judge in Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
All right, I hope everybody enjoyed the stream, and we will see you guys for the July stream at the end of the month. That'll be a long one. We'll see you guys then. All right,
see you guys.